Okay, I hope I do not get sued or they blackball this video with what I'm about to relate to you. I was trying to show you that's orange LaCroix sparkling water. I love this stuff. I don't really taste the flavors. That just happens to be what was in the fridge in the parlor. Okay, to my family and friends on here, I'm going to relate what's going on with me. And I've got a notice down there again. Okay, I got rid of it. About a little less than 3 years ago, I was put on Ozempic and Jardiance, two drugs that are for helping you lose weight. I will say they did help me lose weight. And I've been a sugar fiend. I mean, I'd eat copious amounts of it. And so it was causing me damage. However, I've been off sugar for a while now. I have eaten a couple of Pop-Tarts in the last 2 weeks. And I have oat blender cereal with almond milk, and I've had 2 bowls of that in the last 10 days. Probably won't eat any more. I don't eat any kind of dessert. I am doing my dead level best to stay off of sugar. And I'll get back to Ozempic and Jardiance here in just a second. I haven't lost my train of thought. I'm probably going to get some stevia next time I go to the store and take it and get cereal that does not have sugar, like shredded wheat, not the frosted kind, but the other kind if they still make it, corn flakes without, and oat flakes without sugar. And I need to find some kind of milk substitute that's not sweet. It's just, and I thought about getting powdered milk simply because I can taste the difference, and I love milk, don't get me wrong. However, I am extremely lactose intolerant. I'll eat a bowl of cereal with milk in it, and it keeps me up all night, unless I eat it early in the day, like for breakfast. I will eat oatmeal and put butter in it and use almond milk, which has a little bit of sugar in it, to sweeten the oatmeal. And I'll probably have that here for supper later tonight. But the almond milk, not oat milk, almond milk, does not give me problems other than increasing my blood sugar. When I go to bed at night, I always take, sometimes early in the morning, I will take my blood sugar and it'd be like 114, 120, something like that. And at night, it's usually 101 to 112, somewhere in there. And I've started doing that religiously. I've got to see if Walmart sells the type of little tabs you plug into the glucometer so that I can go ahead and keep testing myself for blood sugar. I was a sugar fiend. I'll readily admit that. I ate way too much. I don't even crave it now. I've been off sugar for about 2 weeks. And that brings me back to Ozempic and Jardiance. I did some in-depth research on the two. I got off of Jardiance 5 days ago, and I noticed a difference. The nausea I was experiencing has pretty much disappeared. This is the second time in 10 days. Well, I took one of Nick's nausea pills that he has prescribed to him, and that helped. Then the next day, he took me to Walmart, and I bought 2 packages of Dramamine. And that afternoon I took one, killed the nausea, and for several days I did not have a problem being nauseous and dizzy. Well, this afternoon I had my sweetheart Linda get me a Dramamine, and I took it with water, and it's got the nausea subdued. Getting back to Jardiance and Ozempic, I don't believe either one should be in a human body. My younger brother Chris was telling me about a nurse in the hospital in Tallahassee, or maybe in the specialty rehab hospital he's in now. Told him she took Ozempic for 3 months and she became deathly ill, and she lost her vision to a great degree. She had double vision, became cross-eyed, and it was due to the Ozempic. She quit taking it. I am a poster child for every side effect from both of them, except for death. And they list that as a side effect. You know, when these drug companies do these commercials and they have a list of possible side effects, and if you experience any of these, do not take our product. Well, it took almost 3 years for me to experience them. Did Ozempic and Jardiance help me lose weight? You bet they did. I've lost a huge amount of weight. And I'm going to continue losing weight simply because I'm not going to overeat. I used to overeat. Now, the big criminal in my weight gain was sugar. You know, prior to the white man coming to the United States, coming to this continent, the Native Americans, the only sweet thing they had was honey. And they would go raid beehives and get honey and eat it. But they never had white sugar. They never had natural sugar. Sugar cane did not grow in our country naturally. Well, in Hawaii, the natives have always had sugar cane, and they chew it, but they never had tooth decay. And Native Americans, by and large, prior to the advent of the Europeans, did not have a lot of tooth decay. Two things that most Native Americans do not have a defense against is alcohol and refined sugar. The American Indian population has more diabetes than any other population. And almost everyone in Oklahoma has some Native American blood in it. And almost all of them have sugar diabetes. It's horrible. The hospital in Tallahassee, Oklahoma, that is run by the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, it is the official Choctaw Nation hospital, are primarily for treating diabetics and the elderly, and they are real good at it. I'm hoping I don't get sued over this information I'm about to give out, but it needs to be said. The Chickasaw Nation is interested in money, Scully. They're not interested in helping their patients, not really. And what has happened with all that, hang on folks, and I've got to do something here I should have done a minute ago. Come on. Gotta charge my phone. The problem is you have a gaggle of basically criminals running their healthcare system, and I still go over there because I have to. I don't have to. I could do what my wife does, but here's the problem I've got. that facility will not release my medical records. Thankfully, my brother Chris had already been through the Choctaw Nation, and they had his medical records, and so they're treating him well. But when I did a research on Ozempic and Jardiance, I have every one of the side effects, every one of them except death. I think I already said that, I don't remember. This is my second time doing this vlog. The first one I deleted because I know that I would get sued over it, so I could probably put it on Rumble, but I'm only doing one video today. I want to be in the house with my wife, enjoying life a little bit. I get enjoyment, first of all, from her, and second of all, from my grandkids. They make my life more tolerable. I also enjoy my church and church family and my pastor. They make my life tolerable. Now, I have a good friend named Chris Kimball. He told me about something called Tupelo honey out of Florida, and I researched it, and he was absolutely right. I've never known Chris to tell me one lie, not one time. And he said diabetics can take it. It has a unique property to it, and I researched it carefully, and he's absolutely 1,000% right. You can freeze Tupelo honey and it doesn't crystallize, which is highly unusual. Now, they found honey in Egypt that were in pots that was crystallized, and they heated it up and it melted back and you could still use it. Honey doesn't spoil. That's why it's used as an antibiotic sometimes, and it is good for wounds as well as it's sweet. Now, the symptoms, the side effects: fatigue, vision loss, nausea, swelling of the joints, pain in your joints, and there are a lot more side effects, but I've got all of them just about. Am I angry about it? No. I'm just going to go ahead and correct the problem. I had to go down to Ardmore. My son Brandon drove me down there, and to make a car payment for my son Nicholas. So we went down there and made a car payment, and while I was down there, I have a friend named Kip. He has a car lot called Kip's Clunkers. He's the only honest car dealer I know, bar none. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. He's up front and honest about everything he does. I really love the guy. We've been friends for a long time, awful long time. He told me his wife is on metformin, and I was telling him why I've been ill. And I told him, do not let her go on Ozempic, Jardiance, Mounjaro, none of that. It's not fit to go in a human body. He said, she's not, she's on metformin. Well, I called my doctor's office. Hang on a second. I called my doctor's office while I was in the car. I first called him at my son Chris's house, got a hold of him, and told him what I wanted to do, and she said, I'll have the nurse call you back. Well, heading to the house, the nurse did call me back. And I explained to her what was going on. I'm not taking Ozempic anymore. I'm not going to give myself one more shot. I gave my last shot to myself last Thursday afternoon, and that's, a few days ago. There won't be another one. I took my last Jardiance 4 or 5 days ago. I will not put it in my body again. I want her to re-prescribe. I want to be re-prescribed metformin. And she said, well, I'll pass this along to Dr. Jean, And I think she'll do it, and she said she thinks she'll do it. You can't force me to take something I don't want to take. But I've got to get strength back. I'm weak as a kitten right now. Working out will probably help, but the exhaustion when I'm done is unreal. However, getting back on track on some stuff, it behooves me to say all this. It really does. And I don't think they'll shut the video down from what I've said. I don't think I'll get sued from what I've said, because these drug companies, they give these little disclaimers on the bottom of the television screen and have their announcer read through it. If you experience any of these, do not take, you know, any of this. And Kip told me he'd seen the ads for it. Well, that's pretty much all I've got on that subject. Now, about other things. To my family that watch this, my brother Chris is in a rehab facility in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I don't remember the name of it. I don't have the notebook with me. He gave me his room number, and I don't remember that, and I don't remember the phone number to that room. And it wouldn't matter anyway, he can't reach the phone. What they've got is a machine that picks his whole body up. He has a harness they put him on, and it takes some of his weight off so that they help him walk. First day he was there, which was Friday, I think. I'm not sure. He said he really got a workout, and he's been needing that. They will get him down to where he's got enough weight off, and they've also cut every bit of salt out of his diet, and he's hating it, but he's going to have to eat without salt. There really are not many salt substitutes. There's lemon pepper, which is not a good salt substitute. You know, they have sugar substitutes like stevia, which I'm going to get some, and I'm going to get some cereal that has absolutely no sugar in it. And I'm probably going to get me some powdered milk and mix it as I need it. And the reason for that, I am severely lactose intolerant. I mean, I can eat a bowl of cereal with milk in it early in the morning, and it doesn't bother me, but it does through the day, or I can do it at night, which I've done a couple of times, and it keeps me awake all night. Well, right now I've got almond milk, but one of the ingredients in it is sugar, and to me it tastes good, but it sends my blood count up. Right now I can keep it under 150, and I've been doing that. And usually in the morning it's about 101 to 114. Last night when I went to bed, my blood sugar was 114. And I'm trying to keep it down. I want to get my A1C down to under 7. And I can keep from stuffing my face. I used to work real hard, and I ate a lot because I was working real hard. Well, I don't now. I do work, I do make money, but it's with my mind and my ability to think, not physically. And that is where I'm at with all that. And I don't drink soda pop, and I don't like sugar-free soda pop. I had a sugar-free Sprite 2 days ago, and it left such a bad aftertaste that I drank it because Linda went to the expense of getting it for me. But I like these LaCroix waters. I really can't taste the flavor that it's supposed to be. But anyway, I want you all to know that I love you with an intensity, everyone that's watching this, friends and family, because my friends are my family. And I want God to bless you. Prayer is one of the most powerful tools, if not the most powerful tool, our God has given us. And it does change things. Well, I got to get off of here. I love all of you. Go take on the day. Bye.